Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Benjamin Asks. Today, Benjamin is going to be asking a question about God.
If God is all-knowing, how didn't God know that Adam and Eve will eat the fruit of good and evil?
Wow, that's such an interesting question coming from a kid. The best way to answer that question is this. Benjamin, if your mom and dad, can you hear me? If they say, Benjamin, this is food, this is different kind of food in the kitchen, and then they say, Benjamin, don't touch this rice because the rice has spots, but eat these other ones. Do you understand? Your parents know that. Can you hear me? Your parents know that it's possible that you might want to go and taste that rice, maybe because the rice was sweet, because you ate it the previous day. Can you hear me? But yes, they tell you don't touch that rice. Do you understand? Now, do your parents know for sure that you touch that rice? But have you seen children that they will go and eat that rice that their parents say they should not touch? Because why will they touch the rice? Say because they are stubborn. Yes, and because they want to know, maybe they want to test the rice. Do you understand? Maybe they've eaten the rice before, or maybe they believe that the rice is something that they will enjoy. Do you understand? So this is exactly the same thing that happened. God knew that it was possible for them to eat from that tree. Do you understand? That's why God warned them to not eat from the tree. Do you understand? Yes, God knew that it is possible, but at the same time, God warned them. But God was not sure that they would eat from that tree. God was not sure that they eat from that tree. And why is that? Because God gave them a free will. That is, God gave them a choice. The same way your father and your mother give your parents, give you a choice. I don't know if I have answered your question.
Yes, you have answered my question, but I am still curious. If God knows what is going to happen in the future, how didn't God know that they will eat the fruit?
Okay, okay. What you're asking is quite similar to what I just answered. Why did God not know the future? The truth is that God knows the future. God always knows the future. Now, but look at it this way, Benjamin. You used to go to school, right? Now, are there many roads to your school? Like maybe if you follow like this, you get to your school. If you follow like this, you get to your school. If you follow like this, you get to your school. Now, in the same way, God knows what will happen at the end of our choice. Do you understand what I'm saying? God knows what will happen at the end of our choice. God knows that if you go like this, you will get to this place. Do you understand? God knows that if you go like this, you will get to this place. God knows that if you do like this, you get to this place. That is what God knows. But God does not force us to choose any of those choices. Do you understand what I'm saying? God does not force us. And I can say that because of free will, God does not certainly know the choice that you will make eventually. But God gives you a choice. Do you understand? God gives you a choice. God gives you a choice. That is why if Adam and Eve had not eaten from that tree, they would have gotten a different kind of life. But as they ate from that tree, they fell. Do you understand? They fell. So I believe I have answered your question now.
But in the Bible, they say that we should forgive and forget. But why didn't God forgive and forget?
You said, why didn't God forgive and forget? Now listen, Benjamin. The thing about the tree of knowledge and good and evil that you spoke about, it wasn't just about forgiveness. And I believe our audience, they know exactly what I'm talking about. It wasn't just about forgiveness. Because, let's look at it this way, Benjamin. You are playing with a knife. Is that not so? Your mom said, don't touch this knife, don't touch this knife. Benjamin, don't touch this knife. Then maybe you are now playing with the knife now cuts you. When your mom comes back from work, you say, Mommy, I'm sorry for taking the
knife.
Okay, you say, Mommy, I'm sorry for taking the knife. Is that not so? But will mommy forgive you? No, she'll forgive you. For taking the knife, she'll forgive you. Do you understand? Mommy will forgive you for taking the knife, but mommy cannot forgive you for the knife that has cut you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, your mommy will forgive you for taking that knife. Little children listening to us, when you take something from your mother's, maybe you take a knife, for example, and the knife cuts you, mommy will forgive you for taking the knife, but mommy cannot forgive you for the knife cutting you. Do you understand? The knife has cut you already. That's what happened to Adam and Eve. They sinned against God, and truly, God forgave them. Why do I say God forgave them? God himself was the one that made clothes to cover their nakedness. Do you understand? God made clothes to cover their, God covered their shame after they fell into shame. So that is a kind of forgiveness. And after they did that, after God covered their shame, God sent them out of the garden. Why? So that they will not eat from a tree of life and be damned. That is, they will live forever, and they will live forever in sin, and Jesus will not be able to redeem them. I don't want to say all that so that it will not confuse you, but they would have, if Adam and Eve, are you listening to me? If Adam and Eve had continued in that garden, they would have lived forever, and they would have lived forever as sinners. Do you understand? Because they will not be able to die. You know, Jesus came and died for us. Is that not so? If Adam and Eve cannot die, then Jesus cannot die. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Jesus will not have been able to die. So God sent them out of that tree so that they will not eat from the tree of life. You know, there were 2 trees in that garden, and live forever. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us on today's episode. We hope to see you again at the same time next week. I want you to do 2 things for us. Number 1, I want you to share this video and make sure other people get to watch it. Share with your children, share with your friends, share with your family members, and share with everyone. Then number 2, I want you to follow us and keep following our content. Thank you so much. See you next time.
And continue watching the videos.
Yes, continue watching the videos.